Welcome back to another episode of Mixing with Robin. Today we are going to make some cookies, and they're going to be probably the fastest cookies you've ever made, and they are delicious. So if you're in a pinch or you've got that kid that everybody has that tells you at 7:45 in the morning when you're walking out the door to go to school, "Oh, I was supposed to bring cookies, Mom." And you're like, "What?" Well, here we go. We got you covered. Cake mix cookies. If you haven't made them yet, or if you didn't get to make them over the holidays, you need to try these. They're amazing. So it takes one box of any flavor cake mix you would like. Today we're going to do the chocolate fudge, but you can do any of these different flavors that are sitting here and mix it up. And it takes one softened stick of butter. Look at that. How easy is that? Okay, so you just dump that in, start mixing your butter in, cutting it into your cake mix, and then it's gonna take 2 eggs. 2 eggs, that's it. That is the ingredients for your cake mix cookies. So in doing so, once you get these mixed up, these particular ones that we're making right now are gonna be the ones you roll in powdered sugar. I love to take half the dough that I use and do a couple of different toppings because it makes for a fun little tray to take to a family or somebody that's sick or just a neighbor to tell them you're thinking of them. Everybody likes to be thought of. So these cookies are the best for that. And it takes just a few minutes. You just kind of work the eggs in and keep working the butter in, and pretty soon you've got it to a cake mix consistency. A little bit, it's not quite as thick as like a typical cookie mix, but a lot thicker than a cake mix batter. So there you go. Hopefully you can see that. So it just took a few minutes and we got it all mixed in. So you got your 2 eggs and your stick of butter. So if you divide this in half, you can take half of this and you can put a different topping on that cookie when it comes out, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But right now, we're gonna get these ready, get them rolled into balls, and then I'll be back to show you. Okay, we finished mixing up all of the cake mix cookies. So just to give you an idea, sometimes the texture, depending on the cake mix you're using, these right here are carrot cake mix cookies, okay? They're a little harder to work with, so I would advise kind of wetting your hands just ever so slightly and let them sit. Once you mix them up, let them sit for 5 or 6 minutes. And then try to get your hands wet and just get a little bit of a blob, and they're gonna come out kind of blobby, as my mother-in-law used to say, and put them on your parchment paper. These right here are the double fudge chocolate cookies, cake mix cookies. What I've done with these is roll them in powdered sugar. So when they bake, they kind of give it a little crackling effect, and they're super yummy. You wanna make sure that all of these cookies bake at the exact time. I start checking them about 6 minutes into baking in a 350-degree oven. These especially because you want them chewy with that powdered sugar on there. These are your red velvets. The plain red velvets that you don't see any of the white chocolate chips in, these will be made into like a red velvet Oreo cookie. And I'll be showing another segment of that on how to make your butter cream cheese icing with some yummy flavorings, okay? So these are just the same cake mix, red velvet cake mix. They were made with the stick of butter and 2 eggs. The carrot cake ones were made with a 1/3 cup of oil and 2 eggs. So that's why they've got a little bit different texture. These here are just your plain fudge cookies, the same as the ones I rolled in powdered sugar. I just divided the dough And these will become Oreo cookies. We'll fill them with the cream cheese icing, and they are delish. And the same with the carrot cake. We're going to ice the top of those with the cream cheese icing. So with 3 different types of cake mixes, we made all of these different cookies. So you can put a platter together, take them to a neighbor, take them to work parties, do anything you want. They look really cute bagged up in the clear cellophane bags. You can put 6 to a bag, tie a cute ribbon, and just put a little note card that says, hope you have a great day, okay? So don't be afraid to find the good and spread it every day. And a sweet treat, never, I don't know anybody that turns down a yummy treat. Okay, our cookies are out of the oven, and I'm gonna show you some different toppings that you can put on them that make them just a little more jazzy than what they are and give them a lot more flavor. So these are our red velvets, and you gotta be a little bit quick here. So remember, we put white chocolate chips in the ones we stuck in the oven. And these right here, we're gonna kinda turn into a little bit of a peppermint cookie. These peppermint chips are the best invention ever because I had to unwrap every single one of these Andes mints. These are made by, these are like Andes mints, but they're Andes peppermint. So you just take and you put a pile on top of each cookie while they're warm, okay? You gotta do it while they're warm. So all these yummy-licious little peppermint chocolates melt. So we are gonna do the same thing with the fudge cookies, okay? So the fudge cookies came out, and when we get icing, which I will be showing you in another segment, how to make the butter cream cheese icing, I wanna show you that you can do the patties, the little Andes mints. You just kind of put them in and you kind of press down and let them sit there, because we almost waited a little bit too long, but I think we're good. Just press them in, and if you have to, leave them on that cookie sheet and put them on. So we'll do a few of those, and I want to leave a few empty so that we can put the icing between the cookies. Once I show you how to do that butter cream cheese icing, we'll put them between the cookies and make like a little Oreo. But this is another way to do it. And as they start to melt, you just take your little knife and you start to press them in. And some of them, luckily, like if you put them on just after they come out, some of them will be melty and the other ones will be a little bit crunchy, which is really yummy. I like them both ways. Sometimes I like them where you can just spread them all around, and other times I like them when you've got a little bit of the crunchy still in it. So see how this Andes mint is starting to melt? You can even take that and flip it over, and it's so good. Oh my goodness, it's so good. You just kind of keep pressing them in there and let them just keep melting, and you have the best peppermint chocolate cookie ever. And they didn't take hardly any time. These took right about 11-12 minutes to bake in the oven, and then pop them out. And then you've got, these are your carrot ones that will ice with that yummy butter cream cheese icing. These right here are the red velvet with the white chip. I'm gonna let them sit just a little bit longer. They're still a little hot. And then that way they don't break apart when you try to take them off. So we'll let them cool completely. All right, we're finished up with our cookies. This was amazing. All the different types that we could make out of carrot cake mix, a red velvet cake mix, and a double fudge cake mix. So out of that, this here we made some yummy with our icing that had the coffee creamer that had the maple brown sugar in it. I had taken some of that icing, put it in a bowl, mixed it up, and made, some of you might call these like a whoopie pie, or some might call it like a stuffed Oreo. But that's what this is with the carrot cake. And then some of them I iced just on the top with that same icing. Over here, our red velvet, I divided the dough and rolled out some of the balls just plain when they came out. Put the peppermint chips like the Andes mints, but they were peppermint crushed, onto the cookie, let it melt, and put it in, spread it around, and they're delish. These are the same cake mix, just put white chocolate chips in them. These are the double fudge cake mix cookies. I had unwrapped a box of the Andes mints, and as soon as they come out of the oven, you place one whole mint on each cookie, let it sit, and as it melts, you start spreading it around with a little butter knife, and this gives you the chocolate mint cookie. They're amazing. These are the same cake mix. These are the ones that I told you would come out and be crackly and have some lines in them, and it's because we rolled them in powdered sugar. After I rolled them up in a ball, I rolled them in powdered sugar, and these are awesome on a plate of cookies, and they taste amazing with just that hint of powdered sugar resting on them. And then here's our Oreo cookie bites with the regular cream cheese that has the buttermilk in it. So I hope you've enjoyed this segment on making cake mix cookies, because they can be made fast, they're fun, you can get the kids involved, the grandkids involved, friends involved, and then share them with everybody. And most of all, I'd like you to think of something when you're making cookies or anything you're baking. Every once in a while, drop some off to our firefighters and our police that take such great care of us. How grateful I am for those that protect us and serve us every day and risk their life. So think about our firefighters and our policemen that are out there protecting us, and take them a sweet treat, okay? I hope you enjoyed the fun we had with the cookies and making